I'm extremely proud to be the dean at Chase College of Law.
Well, I came to Chase. I chose Chase.
I was interested in coming to Chase.
At Chase, I teach a variety of classes.
Chase was by far the best.
My educational pathway to law school, that's a long story. I graduated from the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga and then went to work in Washington, D.C. on Capitol Hill. And I was there for a number of years as first legislative director and then the basically chief of staff for a member of Congress. And I thought about law school during that period, but I liked what I was doing in a lot of ways, and so it just never, I just never made that move. And then, strangely enough, I went from there to a Roman Catholic seminary, where I spent the next 4 years studying for the priesthood. It was that then led me to law school, strangely enough. I became interested in, I obviously was not ordained a priest, but became interested in both the church law, and the law generally. And so from there, then I did a few years of work, kind of church work, and then made the decision to go to law school. When I was in law school, when I first started, all of my work up until that point had been public interest kind of work or government work, social justice kind of work. And so when I went to law school, what I imagined myself doing was that kind of work upon graduation. Surprising to me, I did very well in law school and therefore had other opportunities as well. So I ended up then, upon graduation, accepting a job offer from what was then Frost & Jacobs, what is now Frost Brown Todd, and spent a good bit of time there, became a partner there doing litigation work, primarily focused on employment law and also product liability. So I was doing litigation, doing trial work, and did that for close to 20 years. Yeah, I had really from the very beginning upon graduation, I had been interested in teaching, and started teaching in law school, various law schools kind of in the region, probably about 4 years out of law school. I was teaching as an adjunct. I taught one of the first sexual orientation in the law courses in the country in the late 90s. Even before there were case books to teach out of it at that point. I was interested in coming to Chase because, one, I liked the mission of the school. I liked that it was focused on really developing lawyers who were ready to be in practice, to hit the ground running. I had worked with a lot of people who had graduated from here and had great respect for them. My mentor in my early days of practice was a Chase grad. So I had really fond feelings for the place, and was really excited to get the opportunity to come here. And now I'm in my 10th year. So since I started, I've taught civil procedure, which makes a lot of sense, being involved in litigation practice throughout. So that was an area that made some sense for me to begin teaching in, and I had taught it before. It's a fun first-year class to teach because it's probably the most foreign for most 1Ls. It's not the most intuitive class, but it's also, for those who are going to do litigation, probably the most important class. So I have always taught civil procedure. I've also taught family law, teach professional responsibility pretty much every summer. I teach torts. And then I teach a seminar every 2 or 3 years in sexuality identity in the law. That's always been an interest of mine in terms of research. As one of the people who really was sort of a pioneer in this area, certainly as an openly gay lawyer in a large law firm, that was something of interest to me. I was the first openly gay partner in a major law firm in Cincinnati. So that's always been important. A lot of my research and writing have been in the areas of the civil procedure area and also the sexuality area. So I sort of bounce back and forth in terms of research and writing in those topics. And then I also coordinate the Chase trial competition program as well. So I've been involved in that since the very beginning of starting here. So I've gotten to train a lot of litigators, which has been fun. In terms of the Chase mock trial competition team, we have tryouts every year. People are selected, and there are a couple of really great things about that. One, it gives people an opportunity to do something very different than just what you do in a doctrinal class. You're on your feet. You're competing against other schools. You're actually doing trial work. So you're learning skills that are really practical skills, and that put a lot of the substantive knowledge that you have to use. And I think it's a lot of fun for students as well. I mean, you have the opportunity to develop basically a whole trial and put it together. We've had good success over the years. We compete with schools all across the country, and have won some nice trophies along the way, and have had individuals who've done very well as well in terms of competition. It does give students an opportunity to really take some chances in using those skills. So I think it's a really great program for that. We had won the Kentucky mock trial competition among the Kentucky schools for 3 years in a row. So that gives a lot of bragging rights, and also has made everybody feel good about that. And then one of the big competitions, the South Texas Mock Trial Challenge, which is in Houston, we were in the finals one year and lost in a very close round in the finals to Georgetown. And then the next year advanced to the semifinals. So we had great success over year. And this was against that competition started with representatives, teams from 40 different law schools across the country, many of the premier trial team programs. And so we more than held our own throughout all of those competitions, which was a lot of fun. And in the year that we finished second to Georgetown down there, we also ended up with custom-made Stetsons, which I still have in my office and occasionally will put on. One of the things I think that Chase has always done well is take a fairly practical approach to training people to become lawyers. The other thing I think we've seen too is that students with law degrees have a wide variety of opportunities available that I'm not sure historically people have thought about, whether that's in actually practicing law or doing other kinds of things with the law degree. And so there's all kinds of opportunities that are available for students that I think we do through the Lunsford Academy or through litigation programs, that we train people for a whole host of roles in the law.
I'm extremely proud to be the dean at Chase College of Law.
Well, I came to Chase. I chose Chase.
I was interested in coming to Chase.
Chase was by far the best.